Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. I'd like to call the June 3rd, 2024 Town Board meeting to order. If everyone can just put their phones on vibrate, that would be great. We need the approval of the minutes from May 20th and the special meeting of May 28th.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm going to abstain from the special meeting. I was not there to attend.
Okay. Kathleen, you got that?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Correspondence from the town clerk.
Two things. I have the resolution for the seeker and the appointment for Heidi for deputy registrar and tax collector, deputy tax collector.
Perfect. Committee reports. Start with you, Jim. What do you got?
Really, mine was for Dean, but he's not here tonight, so. The other thing is, I'm looking into getting quotes for some mulch to put around the playground areas. I'll have that by hopefully by next meeting. And I see that we have friends that goes to school. Congratulations on your grant. And that's all I have.
Chris?
I have a few things. The Minnesota Valley Youth Football League has tackle football registration going on right now. They also have registration for cheer. They are also started Saturday their flag football program. And I want to thank the highway department. I know Dean's not here, but the grass was pretty high and they cut it all down. It's pretty good for me. I also want to thank the village. Came into a situation where I needed a flag like yesterday on Friday night, and John Doty said, "Don't worry, I got one." He got me one Saturday for them. So thank you, Brian, and we'll return that to you this week. I have a question for the board. If they wanted to maintain the field every once in a while, mow the grass with their own equipment, just the football field, would anybody have any objections to that? I mean, it's fine.
Check with the lawyer first.
I would check with our attorney and also with Dean. I don't.
Okay. They just asked me to ask, and they said it's, no, it's fine, but, because sometimes with the grass, the way it's been growing, it gets too thick. And even though the town mows it once a week, sometimes it doesn't even the second time in between, so.
Summer help will be coming in the second or the last week of June, which the park will then be regularly maintained.
Okay. The other thing I got, just, I'll send an email over, I'll stop in tomorrow. They're just asking if we can get the field mowed either Thursday or Friday at the latest, because usually they'll go and they have to restrike the field every week. So usually do that at night, like on a Thursday night.
Are we on the 4 to 10 shifts now? So Thursday is the last day.
Yeah.
4 times.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, yeah. We'd have
I don't know if you want to reach out to Andrew Pingati
Yep.
with that information, because he's the deputy, so
Yep.
he's taking care of it right now.
Okay, so I'll reach out to him tomorrow. We've got to go to a bunch of things. Amanda, we put on, with everybody's help, but Amanda had the idea with the movie in the park, and I want to tell you that was a great thing. I think it's good for the kids, and I think it's something, we always talk about things that continue tradition, and I think this is something that's going to continue on. The other thing I got to Saturday, go to the prostate awareness walk. I wasn't able to stay too long, but that seemed like to be a good event for the village. Lance Davern, trustee that put that on with CHCI. And I also, the last thing was I just wanted to, the Historical Society had an open house on Sunday. If you have never gone, you should go to the next one. They'll have one in the fall usually. But it's pretty interesting to get some ideas of what the history is of the town. And a lot of different things. The VFW was there. They had all the pictures of everybody that's on the banners around town. It was very interesting. And you can actually read the names and see, what they are on there. And the last thing, I wanna congratulate the old school as well. I know you got a new grant and things are going in the right direction, and, I just congratulate them for doing that. And I think that's all I have. Sorry. Eric?
Benefit here, from the village, DMV mobile unit will be there this Friday, June 7th, from 10 to 3:30. The village is having a workshop this week, I think it's on Wednesday, to discuss their health insurance planning, to the public. And the village also approved a 2-year contract at their last meeting with the New York Power Authority to switch to them for their energy services. I also agree with Chris, Amanda, the movie night was a great idea, I think it went very well for the first time. Also wanted to give a big thank you to 4 Main Street Bar and Grill, because they donated the popcorn that we handed out. And I also attended the CHGI Prostate Cancer Walk on Saturday. It's really a great event. Prostate cancer had a large effect on my family, so I think it's great that they're able to keep doing this every year. And the Mount Hope Historical Society open house really was great. If there's another one in the fall, if anybody didn't make this one.
Amanda?
Just an update on the movie, I think it did go well. I wanted to thank the Bell board members and also Deputy Chief Hines and Chief Maresca, thank you for your help with everything. The time was a little tricky because we had posted 8:30, but the light changes so much, so I think from now on, we're just gonna do with sunset or dusk, and hopefully after June 21st, we get darker later. That was kind of a late movie for the young kids, but the next one will be June 14th at sunset, and it's going to be Sandlot, so hopefully that's a good classic. And I also wanted to thank again 4 Main Street for the popcorn, that was very generous of them, so that's all.
Okay, so I got a couple items. One is, old school, great job. I know you got the grant, it was good, it was an enjoyable day, and it was fun to kind of walk around. Same thing, we did a great job with the movie, I think it went very well. We talked about the contract with the Lions Club for the tractor pull. So, they did supply us with a contract, Scott signed off on, and an insurance certificate. Actually, the insurance certificate needed a modification, but Sue took care of it, but Scott didn't get back to me in the meantime, but it did do what she said. So, would need an authorization to sign the contract, for me to sign the contract with the Lions Club for the 4-H tractor, or for the, not 4-H, for the Lions Club tractor pulls on June 8th, July 13th, September 14th, October 12th, and November 9th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the field that's across from the barn that's being unused at this time.
Is that the one to the left of the well?
To the, if you're
If you're
looking
looking at
at
the
the,
well pump?
to the left,
Yeah.
Mike Hoskins used to farm it.
Yes.
And they will maintain it, and they will make sure that it's returned to its original state, so we
Okay.
need to do that. Today, we had an Association of Towns, roundtable. The big topic was the change in the election law with the, in regards to the terms being on even years. One thing is judges are not included, so our justices will stay, and they can't change that without a constitutional amendment. There's currently, I think, 3 or 4 lawsuits throughout the state looking to fight that. So everyone, it'll affect everyone on this board, so if you're elected in 2025, depending on your office, you'll either have a 1-year or a 3-year term, and if you're elected in 2027, you would have a 3-year term. So anyone on this board would have a 3-year term. On Thursday of last week, a constitutional amendment bill was filed to make all elections even year elections, including the counties, cities, and so on and so forth. I think it was the consensus of the meeting, regardless of party, that this wasn't really thought out so well. Everyone kind of said that they were speaking to their representatives about some of the shortcomings. Some of the officers, like town board offices, might be on the back of the ballot, so there was some concerns about that, and it seems like it happened, it's been signed, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. We have the local law that we passed last week to make the next clerk and supervisors a 3-year term, so it's not a 1. So if that passes, we wouldn't have to deal with a 1-year term. Diane couldn't be here tonight. She asked me to just mention June 12th, which is Wednesday. The seniors are going to be parking here because of their meeting. And we're gonna have a department head meeting June 18th at 10:30. So the purpose of this meeting is to discuss the upcoming budget. We're trying to get the budget in place, expectations of the departments and department heads. So I'll be sending an email out to all of them, but if any of the board members, well, you can't have a quorum, but if someone wants to come, they're more than welcome to sit in 10:30 on June 18th. I sent everyone an email about the garbage trucks. Does anyone wanna comment on that, talk about that? Do we think it's an issue for the public? Someone had suggested that we ban garbage pickup after 5 p.m., between 5 p.m. and 7 a.m. in the town because of the noise issue. Is that something we wanna pursue? Do we not wanna pursue?
I'm just curious, if we say that they can't pick up after 5, are they gonna pick them up the next day, or are they gonna push them to the next week?
I don't know what the garbage companies will do. In fact, will they even come here anymore?
But that's my concern, if we do that, if they're not gonna pick up anymore, because most of them pick up early. And then, I mean, it's really, my understanding is basically one garbage company that there's an issue with. Can we talk to them and try to see if they can pick up later in that area?
I've spoken to them, and I've spoken to the complainants. It sounds like it's more, they don't want any noise in the middle of the night, not just, or at any time before 7 a.m. Any noise, not just, so. Well, everyone can think about it, and I said to the complainants that I would bring it to everyone's attention, so maybe we can revisit it at the next, meeting. And that is all I have. So, highway report, Dean's not here. Mike, police report?
Good evening. Just a couple of hiring things. Tonight we're recommending to hire Rachel Meyer. She comes with experience from Newburgh. She's a police officer in Newburgh. So we look forward to bringing her on board. And also, I'll be going through the canvas list for the full-timers. Had a couple interviews, getting through the list, so hopefully by next meeting I'll have a better idea if we have a couple candidates. So I'll keep you updated on that. Other than that, unless there's any other questions, concerns?
Village of Otisville.
You guys covered everything.
Okay, perfect. All right, so tonight I wanted to get an update. We get an update from the village at every meeting. I thought it'd be nice for everyone to get an update from the county. So I asked our 2 county legislators that represent Mount Hope, Tom Fadjon and Janet Sutherland, if they would come tonight and give us and the audience an update on what's going on countywide, things that will be affecting us. So do you want to come up here, wherever, whatever more comfortable for you?
Yeah.
Got a list. You got a list? Perfect.
So thank you so much for having Tom and I.
I'm gonna stand by the flag.
I'm behind the flags. It's been a while since we've been here, so this is really good to be back and kind of give everybody a little update on things. Some of the things that are really important to me that I thought was important to share with everybody. As you know, the mental health crisis, especially among our youth, is tremendous. And one of the things that Commissioner Miller has done is she's worked very hard with the state to get grants for mental health clinics and programs in our school districts. So right now we have 21 school districts that have applied for these grants and will be having programs run outside of the school, or within the school. They'll have doctors, they'll have therapists to be there, so I thought that was really an important thing. Again, we have 21 of those, which I think is tremendous.
Is Medicine one of them, you know?
They're not.
They're not.
They're not. I actually have a call into the superintendent to talk about, because he had left me a message that in fact he has other things that the district is working on. So yes. So another thing that we're aware of, the opioid epidemic. I know that we haven't been hearing a lot of that recently, but Lord knows it is still in full swing. So one of the things that I think is tremendous is when the settlement, the opioid settlement finally occurred. I was fortunate enough to be the chairwoman of the opioid committee. When the funds were dispersed, the opioid committee just kind of became part of human services, which I chair. And some of the things that we work on and we've taken that money to put toward is education and prevention, peer support, so that when someone comes out of treatment, there are more people there to help them hands-on. So many times the person comes out of treatment and there they are. They're standing there, nobody to help them, no place to go. And when it comes to no place to go, this is what I think is so tremendous, is that we have started in Orange County the Oxford Model House. We have one currently that is both male and female. With the money, we're working on another one to house women and children, and then another one to house men and children. And if you're not familiar with the Oxford model, it allows the recovering addicts to live together, and they run their house together. So based on what their job is, they pay a certain amount of rent. They have chores. It's almost like living in a little dorm where everybody is held responsible for themselves and, you know, staying clean and sober. So I'm really proud of the things that the county has done with this money and the things that we will continue to do. I also wanted to say how great it is to finally, and I know Tom will agree with me, how great it is, I'm sure everybody agrees, to have the bridge done. And that over all of these years, we literally went through 3 supervisors. You know, we started out with Chad Volpe, we, you know, kept it going with Matt Howell, you know, finished up here with you, and really what a pleasure it was to work with the various town boards, the various supervisors, to make that happen, you know, to see that go through. Cornell Cooperative Extension and the 4-H, I know they've got a lot of things in the work that the county is really hoping to be able to help them with. And, yeah.
Janet, can I just ask a question? So if anyone's interested in or needs this help with the Oxford House, would they call 311? Who would they call for that?
I think they would call 311, start there.
So
Yeah,
if
and then they'll
anyone's
point them
listening
in the
or
right
watching on
direction.
Facebook, they would, or on YouTube, they would call 311.
Yep.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Thank you, Janet. Supervisor, thank you for inviting us to be here today. I just have a couple of things. You touched on a couple of things just a few moments ago. Number one, about the election year law. A law that no citizen in Western Orange County, in Port Jervis, in Deer Park, in Mount Hope, even in Middletown, nobody's asked for this. This is another unfunded mandate from the state of New York by the elite liberals in Albany who want to change everything. But they talk about how we have municipal home rule, how the town supervisor and the town board can decide what's good for the town, but yet they make these crazy decisions in Albany. Orange County has joined in with other counties across the state in the lawsuit against this unconstitutional law, and so we'll keep you updated on that. Rick Golden has been on the forefront, he's the county attorney, and so he's been taking the lead on that. The legislature, Janet, myself, and all Republicans joined in, independents, conservatives, all joined in and said, this is not what the citizens have asked for, so we're gonna fight for the rights of the citizens in Mount Hope to decide who they want to vote for and when they get a chance to vote for those people. Not some crazy liberals from Albany, so we'll keep you updated on that. You mentioned the mobile DMV unit. Janet's going to come back and talk about that in a minute. That thing has been over here so many times. It's so awesome. I just want to remind everyone that in addition to the mobile unit, Kelly Eskew, our county clerk, has reopened the DMV in Port Jervis. So let's get over there and use that as well. But when the mobile unit's here in Mount Hope or when it's in Otisville, even when it's in Deer Park, take advantage of it. It's there for you, the citizens, so it's a great thing to have. Speaking of great things that have happened here in the town of Mount Hope, I just want to go over a couple of things. I talked to our commissioner of DPW and his deputy, Eric Denenga, and Ryan McGuire, talking about completed projects. The county has completed many bridge projects here in Mount Hope. In 2018, the Corwin Bridge was replaced. It was the first bridge, not just in Orange County, but in New York State, that used recycled pavement and slabs from the old Tappan Zee Bridge, always a Tappan Zee Bridge. And so they were the first slabs that were used across the state, that were used for that bridge. In addition to the Corwin Bridge, Orange Spring Bridge was done here, a culvert on County Route 90. In 2021, the Maple Glen Bridge, Lake Horton Bridge in 2022, course, the Otisville Bridge, which Brian, Mayor, Supervisor, Board, you guys can take all the credit. You guys got it done. So congratulations to you for all of that. In addition to that, from 2019 to 2023, there have been over 10.9 miles of county roads paved here in the town of Mount Hope, and that's great. Now, before we talk more about future paving, I want to apologize to the citizens. If you ever ride on Route 211 and Route 209, this town board, the village, and the county, those are not roads that we are responsible for. Those elite liberals who are changing election laws and not listening to the people in Albany, they're the ones who should be fixing those roads, but instead they're gonna spend $2.5 billion on illegal immigrants in New York State instead